You're watching a football match, phone in hand. It buzzes. You glance down without even thinking about it. A number has changed. For a second, you don't know if it's the score or your bet, because right now they can look almost exactly the same. That's not an accident. That took about 100 years. Humans have always hated uncertainty. Not knowing what happens next is uncomfortable. Guessing right, even once, feels like a small piece of control over chaos. Psychologists call it the illusion of control. There's a second effect too, the near miss. Lose by one goal on the last kick in the 90th minute, and your brain doesn't file that as a loss. It files it as almost. And almost is what brings you back. Football didn't invent any of this. It just became the perfect place to sell that feeling. Think about what football already had long before anyone thought about betting on it. A result, every single week, like clockwork. Genuine structural uncertainty. Upsets happen constantly. That's the whole appeal. An emotional attachment that already existed for reasons that had nothing to do with money. Betting didn't need to manufacture interest. It just needed to attach itself to interest that was already there. For most of the 20th century, that attachment came once a week. In Britain, millions of people filled in the same coupon every Saturday morning. The football pools, Littlewoods, Vernons. You picked your scores, posted your slip, and then waited, all week, for Saturday's results. It was slow. It was social. Families did it together at the kitchen table. Pools winners became front-page news the same way lottery winners do now. Ordinary people transformed overnight just by being right about a Saturday afternoon. In 1960, Britain legalized betting shops. The ritual moved from the kitchen table to the high street. Still weekly, still a walk you had to take. Then football itself started carrying advertising. In 1976, Kettering Town became the first English club to wear a sponsor's name on their shirts. Bovril, a beef drink. The FA banned it within weeks. The ban didn't last. The sponsorship did. By the 2020s, betting company logos had become a familiar sight across English football shirts, especially outside the very top tier. But the bigger shift wasn't on the shirts. It was in your pocket. Smartphones turned betting from a weekly errand into something you could do mid-sentence. In-play betting, placing a bet on what happens in the next 5 minutes of a match you are already watching, went from a niche feature to one of the biggest parts of the entire industry, growing every single season. And the broadcasts adapted to match it. Turn on a match today and somewhere on screen there's a live probability graphic. Win, lose, draw, updating in real time. Commentators casually mention the odds the way they used to mention the weather. Nobody calls that gambling promotion anymore. It's just match information. The ritual didn't disappear. It just got faster and faster until it matched the speed of the game itself. None of this needed to be invented from nothing. People have always found something to bet on. Horses, cards, dice, whether it rains before noon. Football didn't create that urge. It just happened to be standing there, 90 minutes long, infinitely uncertain, watched by everyone, right as that urge got a smartphone. So here's the real question. Did betting change football? Or did football just give something ancient, the urge to predict what we can't control, the biggest stage it has ever had? Your phone buzzes again. You look down, score, or bet. At this point, does it even matter which, to you or to the game itself?